Hello everyone. Today we will be knowing about soft skill enhancement. Basically, soft skills are interpersonal skills that determine a person's ability to excel or at least fit in a particular social structure. You may be surprised to know the result of a scientific studies and surveys conducted by various institutions. Projects that your technical skills contribute only 15% to your success, then what is that which attribute to 85%? As per the survey reports of Harvard Business School, your soft skill contribute to 85% of your success. That is really amazing. Along with that, it was also deduced by the survey that after all, what makes a person great wealth creator? I think everyone would like to become wealthy, successful, renowned person in his life. And everyone would like to reveal the secret of success that lies behind it. The question now arises, is it intelligent? Is it intelligence? Is it good education or good grades or marks in your academics or family background, heredity, or it is the cause, or cause can be family wealth or hard work. What can it be? But they are found it was none of these, but what was revealed was only soft skill. So let us know, after all, what are these soft skills and what do they comprise of? You may be thinking that after all, what are these soft skills? We are going to imbibe them so that we can enhance up to 85% of our personality. Soft skills include common sense, the ability to deal with people, and positive, flexible attitude, self-esteem, many are they. Emotional intelligence, creative thinking, even goal setting, motivation, persuasion, self-discipline, decision making, conflict resolution, and the list is long. Time management, self motivation, etiquette, leadership's ability, your body language, presentation skills that we had already talked about, and team building, and the most important is communication. Communication skills of your positive attitude are the two communication skills, and the positive attitude are the two most important and desired by almost all the employers. Soft skills versus hard skills. As you may see that soft skills are your non-technical skills, your degrees, your certificates, even your typing speed, the machine operation, and many other skills that you may have acquired in your particular stream from which you belong. And these are your hard skills. And later on, if we talk about the soft skill, they are communication, flexibility, time management, teamwork, and leadership quality. You need to imbibe, you need to inculcate, you need to enhance, you need to develop these soft skills within yourself, such as clear communication, listening skills, self-control, assertiveness, positive attitude, conflict resolution, and a sense of humor, and many other. First of all, if we talk about communication, you will see the ratio which I have projected here in this form. So this much, if we are talking about soft skills, you will see that communication skills are like this. This much ratio is present of communication skills. So you need to keep the channels of communication always open to everyone whosoever is coming to your contact, coming in your contact, and you need to articulate as per the requirement of the situations where you are asked to speak. And everything, whatever you are willing to display about yourself, it should be clear. And as far as writing, listening, speaking, or any sort of communication is concerned, you need to be more perfect, and you can create persuasive presentations as well. You can collaborate with others. You can build your networks. You can build communication with unknown people as well. So you can acquire the quality of articulating your own ideas. Genuinely, you can listen to others, and you can communicate with effective ways of communication. So these are all the requirements that are really necessary if you wish to succeed in your life, or if you wish to taste the success in your life. The second thing that comes is confidence. So you should always eliminate T from can, can't. You should always think of I can do it. Never ever think of can't, because once if you start thinking, you can never do it, because if the idea of not doing comes to you, then definitely you won't be able to do it. You can see here the person is assuming that he must have acquired, or he must have won this trophy. And once if you have assumed, if you have set your goals, if the targets are ready, then definitely you're going to achieve. If you have not set your goals, then definitely you are not going to achieve. So what is confidence? Here I would like to quote my personal example. When I just completed my MA degree, and just after that my first appointment was in a college as a lecturer. So I could see the students of similar age in front of me. What was that by which I could differentiate, or I can create a difference between them and me? I just enhance the knowledge level, kept on working on my subject, knowledge, and information that I may have had at that time. So you need to build your resources. You should always maintain a positive outlook, and you should be assertive. Only then you can be confident. If you wish to be confident, then definitely you need to acquire certain skills. You need to collect information related to the particular field, so that you may never find that you are stuck up anywhere. And one more important thing is you should celebrate your achievements. That is most important thing. And whatever you have acquired, whatever you have displayed in front of others confidently, you should present it in front of other authorities that are available in the particular institution. So it is necessary to project and celebrate your own achievement and communicate them to the upper management authorities. Number 3 is problem solving. Where is the problem and why we have to solve it? We may be thinking like this, that if the problem is associated with me, I am there to solve it. But if it is not my problem, then why am I going to take interest in this problem solving? So deliberately you need to develop the attitude of your brain, and you need to inculcate these steps within you that may ensure that you're going to find possible solutions for that particular problem. The problem may arise anywhere and to anyone, but you should always be there to test your own abilities, that whether are you capable of solving those problems or not. What you have to do is just find out what the problem is, analyze and storm your brain and find certain ideas just to reveal, uncover the problem, plan something, realize that you are leading yourself towards success. So once if you have chosen certain solutions, you can definitely reach to the success, and even the problem may not be associated with you. Even then, you can analyze that what solution you have given and what were the solutions given by others. You can compare them, you can criticize, you can analyze them, and later on you can come to the conclusion who is at the best level, whether you are or you need to enhance, you need to know what are the other solutions given by the other persons. So wherever you may be, you can be in the classroom, you can be in the party, you can be at home, you can be at college, but this problem solving attitude should always be there in your brain. You should force your brain deliberately that you should take part in any sort of problem which is arising anywhere, and just try to find some solutions. Once if you will ask your brain or force your brain to, after storming, that just find some solutions, find some ideas, and you'll find that you have developed a very good habit of finding solutions to the problems, whether they are associated to you or not. After that, data analysis. That is the most important factor, the most important soft skill that you need to have. Once if you received some data, analyze them, and obviously you'll find some ideas, some solutions, some answers, some decisions, some informations you may receive once if you have analyzed the data. The step number 1 here says that clean the data. Quality analysis is the most important significant factor that has to be done at the step number 2. Once if you have collected, gathered some data, then you segregate them as per the level of quality, analyze them, explore them, and later on confirm them to what status they can be kept. Stability of result is the most important factor. Once if you have selected, explored, confirmed, and even analyzed the data, now the next step is just stabilize the results, what you have deduced. Statistical methods can be used to project your data, such as you can use spreadsheets, graphs, charts, by pie charts, bar graphs, etc. And even some visuals can also be taken if you want to project your data and the knowledge that you have deduced after receiving the data. This is the most important skill, and it fills the gap which is created between identify information, find the statistics to support a project, and once if you have imbibed, inculcated, or developed this quality of analysis, then you will find that now you have reached to another height. Your brain has started working on any other project that may arise in front of your eyes, whether it is associated to you or not, it doesn't make much difference. The next point is productivity. Productivity is an important factor, the most of the employers wish to have a person who is more productive. How can you be that? You have to obviously give certain new ideas. You should be creative. After that, plan a strategy, market it, finance, and after realization, you'll find that you have attained success. So once if you are productive, it is definite that you will receive success in your life. So you should manage your time and always stay focused towards your goals, your requirements, your resources, and even your timeline. So once if you have started doing this, you can never find yourself behind. You should strategize, organize, plan, and deliver results. So once if you have developed this sort of attitude, you'll find that now you have started living in a new way and you have started gaining success gradually in your life, and you have become the invaluable member of the certain organization, because now you are required the most to that place, in that place. Sixth point is creativity. Storm your brain, design, concept, inspire yourself, and create something new. Everyone would love the person, the one who think outside the box. Just to generate the original ideas and solutions, if you are thinking outside the box, everyone would give you the opportunities to work, and you'll find that now the doors of opportunities have opened for you, and now you are ready to create something new in your life, and you are being judged and you are being loved by all those along with whom you are working. So creative thinking means analyzing and also being open minded, and you should always have problem solving attitude, and after that organize it, and then later on communicate it. Whatever you have planned, after brainstorm whatever the output you may have received, organize it with an open mind, communicate it to the higher authorities or the concerned authorities or the fellow men or fellow people whosoever is working with you. So being creative is really an asset that you should inculcate. These are the soft skills that are to be inculcated. You may not be having them by birth, but deliberately you need to learn. You need to learn the gradual steps by which you can inculcate them within your personality. Agility. What is agility? Extra power, extra strength, extra speed. You may have seen some people with hyperactive attitude. These people are able to adapt to the changing conditions, and even they are mentally agile. You may have observed that there is a person in your family who is always active as far as presence of mind is concerned. He will always open the door if it is knocked. He will always answer the phone call. He will even respond to the Amazon person who has come to deliver the parcel. So there are few people in your family whom you will find that they are really agile and they are fit to adapt in the unfamiliar work situations as well. Whatsoever the problem may arise or whatsoever the conditions are there, whether they are connected to them or not, they have agility within them. They have presence of mind and they immediately react according to that. That is the most important thing. Next important and significant factor is self and social awareness. Why and for what reason we need to aware about the society? First of all, if you are not aware about your own self, then you have no right to be aware about the society. First, you need to know who you are, what are your emotions, in what way you can be productive to the society. Once if you're aware about your own self, then you can manage yourself. You can regulate your self, and later on you can proceed forward towards the society or social awareness, and you can build some relationships, you can manage certain works, and you can find that now you are somewhere in the society. As you may find that today, before preparing the presentation for you all, what did I do? I was well aware of my emotions, but still I just explored. I assumed that once whatever I will prepare, how it is going to hit to my audience. So if I am aware of all these things, then I would have definitely prepared a matter which is perfectly related and relevant to the audience. And even this strategy you can follow while you are in the society. First know yourself, later regulate your own self, and then move towards the social awareness, build relationship, and manage yourself. So in this way, you'll find that you are building the relationships, you are gaining the trust of the co-workers, the clients, the supervisors, customers, and many other persons, whosoever is coming in contact to you. Ninth point is drive. You may be thinking, what is there to drive? Is there a car or a bike? No. Here, you need to drive your inner self. What is your inner self? If you can drive your own inner self, if you can motivate, if you can inspire your own self, then only you can inspire others. What is motivation? Each one needs motivation every day, at every step, in each endeavor that a person is doing for the first time. So motivation is really a sort of nourishment, that nourishment of brain that we really require before doing any work. Although we are much confident that we can do it, still we wait for others to appreciate, to encourage, to motivate, and to inspire. So for that, what can you do? You can set some short goals for your life. You can see here, if you have not set some goals, then you are not going to achieve anything in your life. So set some short goals, such as you have decided that in this month I'm going to learn 20 new vocabulary words. All right. After accomplishing the task, you may find that the sort of happiness you must have received, that is really praiseworthy. Once if you have not set the goal, it is not that you may not be learning 20 words. You may learn 100 words, 1000 words in that particular month. And for the more upcoming 10 months, you may never learn a single one. So this should not be the strategy. Once if you have set the target, after just completion of that target, you should set another target, a very short target that will give you some energy after the completion, some motivation, some inspiration as soon as that target is completed. Accordingly, you should build your attitude towards success, and finding the solution, finding the idea for a particular problem is also very much necessary. You should always be motivated. Just tell your brain it will not do anything. It wants to stay passive. It will not work until you will force it. So just train your brain and keep on analyzing, keep on checking that whether your brain is working or actively or not. So just find some ideas, some solutions for any sort of problem that is arising anywhere. If once you will build this sort of habit within yourself, you'll find that now this type of problem solving attitude you have already developed. And along with that, you should always be supportive with your fellow men, with your co-workers, with whom you stay. You should always be supportive. You will gain positivity out of it. Once if you will help someone, the sort of satisfaction you may experience, nobody else can elaborate that personal feeling. And the performance level will definitely be raised once if you are committed deliberately to inspire, to motivate, to drive your inner self. Even you may find that setbacks in your life, so that they are positive. Once if you have received any setback in your life, then I can say that now the good time will come to you, and you should be ready to taste success that is waiting to you. So failures and setbacks are always a part of success. Once if you taste them, you are ready to acquire, you are ready to achieve, you are ready to move towards success. Emotional intelligence is another significant factor. It is an ability to recognize and manage your emotions, and even your own emotions, your self-regulations, your self-aware, and later on knowing the emotions of other people, etc. You should empathize with them, and in this way you will develop certain social skills that are really required. Motivation is also always the key to success. You should always keep on motivating your brain that you can do it, you have to do it, you will do it definitely to the optimum level. So once if you'll try, you can definitely reach to success. The last one is work ethic. So you can see here, the person is snoring. He is sitting like this, and you can see the posture of his body, the way he is sitting. And here it is written that do younger employees really have less of work ethic? So I don't agree with this statement. Whether they are younger, whether they are older, it doesn't make much difference. You can be of 15, your age can be of 15 years, 20, 18 and 40. And even you can be on a higher post, lower post, lower to lower post. But still some work ethics are expected from each one. The one who is on the higher post, it is not recommended that the person can keep his leg on the table and he can snore while he is sitting in the office. So some work ethics are expected from each one. Along with that, you should always have positive attitude towards learning, towards moving, some creativity. So these are all the things that will help you out in your life in proceeding towards your life. So these soft skills are harder to teach, but they will pay off bigger in your life. Here, I would quote one example just to elaborate something, that the book Proverb 29:20 states, Do you see a man who is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. So once if you have seen that a fool is there and even a hasty person is there, you will find that fool may, there are some hopes that we can expect something from a fool, but we may never be able to expect from a hasty person. This proverb was written and then compiled sometimes between 10th and 6th century BC. It is exclusively loaded with soft skill tips. Along with that, I would like to end this session with one more quotation. The ancient Egyptians wrote that be skilled in speech so that you will succeed. The tongue of a man is his sword. Effective speech is stronger than fighting. So the weapon that you always have with you, with which you can become a successful person, that weapon is there with you. And that is your quality of speech. And once, if you can control, if you can regulate, if you can manage your speaking quality, your communication skills, you will find that definitely you are going to win big battles in your life. In the upcoming video, we will be knowing about stress management and some techniques, strategies to overcome